my fellow foodies, welcome to Testabara. I am Chef Gabriella. Today we'll be cooking a Mezzaluna ravioli. That is one of our most beloved appetizers on the menu. For those of you who haven't been to Testabara or don't know about us, we are a modern Italian restaurant. We focus a little bit on the northern aspect of Italian cuisine. Testa is my mother-in-law's maiden name, and Bara is an island off Scotland, of which my father-in-law's origination, some of his ancestry comes from. One of our biggest mottos is Siempre Familia, which means always family. So there's a lot of that in this restaurant. My brother-in-law Jeffrey is the sommelier and operating director. My mother-in-law is our CFO and visual manager, if you will. And then I co-chef here with my husband, who you'll see in a little bit pop in. He's currently making pounds and pounds and pounds of fresh pizza dough, of which we use a Biga for, which is a pre-ferment. So let's get cooking. Here I have durum flour. I'm just going to lightly brush my workstation, and I'm going to roll this out. When you roll this out, you want to start from the middle and always work your way out. Otherwise, you'll kind of get this rocking motion, and the dough will wrap around your wheel. Here I have a decent amount of dough. So with my super pretty pink bench scraper, I'm going to cut down my portion. You know, cooking is very much in the arts. It takes a lot of innovativeness, creativity, trial and error that most artists definitely experience. I love Anton Art Center. We've been a part of ArtParty. ArtParty. If you've seen us, you've probably seen our arancini, I believe the last time we won Best Creation, which was really cool. But it's just a really wonderful meeting ground for people to get to know the neighborhood, get to know the community, and see what's out there. So thank you, Anton Art Center, for always putting that on and not letting this whole thing stop us, right? Here we go. So I'm going to keep rolling. It's pretty tedious. I do have a sheeter though, so I'll be right back. And voila! After a long, tedious rollout, your pasta would look kind of like this. I'm fortunate enough to do so much production here. I have a production style sheeter, so I just run it through, and this is what it comes out to. I actually use a melon baller for my filling because I feel like it's a really nice portion size. And in my filling is an herb ricotta, which we zest orange, lime, and lemon in, so it has some really nice bright flavors. And if the filling decides to agree with you, it pops right out like that. And you put them about 1.5 inches apart. Now I have my egg wash. You can use a pastry brush. I just use my fingers with some gloves. And you draw it right around the edges of the ricotta. Right around that filling. You don't want to do too much because then the pasta won't stick. And then I do a nice line on the edge. Boom. You couple the filling, pasta around it rather. While that's going on, I'm going to heat up my pan to medium-high heat and get that going. You can use a ravioli cutter or a regular chef's knife or a paring knife. Don't let not having some of the tools refrain or, make you not be enthusiastic about creating the dish. We'll save that for later because we'll roll that back into another batch. And then I'm just going to seal my ravioli. While this is heating up, or once this is heated up, I'm going to add my brown butter. That's the best part, I think. You'll see it start to heat and create a little steam there. And I'm going to add my butternut squash and some fresh sage. Just keep sealing. You'll get there. So Testa Barra, we're located on 22 and Romeo Plank. We have been very fortunate enough to get a lot of support from our community in order to do to-go throughout this whole process. We've done a lot of to-go, and we've gotten pretty good at it, which is amazing. It was never really part of our business model until you have to, right? But in that, we've learned a whole nother service, which has been really awesome. We do to-go cocktails. We're getting a patio. Actually, Baldwin's, our other location on 18 and Garfield, just got approved for a patio, which is really exciting. You just smell the aromatics from the sage, the brown butter, the squash starts browning. It's just a really beautiful thing that's going on in here. I'm going to kick up the heat a little bit. What's so beautiful about this dish is when the butternut squash browns. You want that color. I'm going to add a little more butter. Remember, the butter is the sauce for this. For Valentine's Day, I have a heart-shaped cutter. That's my husband in the background. Michael, why don't you come out and say hi? So my husband and I have been cooking for about 8 years together. Say hi to Anton Art Center.
Hello, how are you?
We met in the Culinary Institute of America. We moved here, and the rest is history. We opened up Testa Barra about 3 years ago, and we never looked back since.
You need those raviolis cooked?
Yes. Why don't you drop these for me really quick?
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to add my pine nuts. It's very important not to add your pine nuts in the beginning because you'll burn them. The squash need to cook at a much higher temperature than the pine nuts do. Sprinkle those on in there. I like to use Maldon salt. I think it melts really nicely. And I actually sneak in a little Sicilian olive oil. I think the contrast of mouthfeels adds a nice texture to this dish. All right, you could smell the nuttiness. The brown butter, the fat is just taking over my nose, and the sage, the herbaceousness, it's just fabulous. All right, the ravioli should take about 2 or 3 minutes. I'll go check on those right now. And here we go. Beautiful Mezzaluna ravioli. You want to season this one more time. I'm sorry. You want to season this one more time because the ravioli are going to take away from the seasoning you just did to your butternut squash. All right, let's get a new plate here. This is one of my favorite bowls. And I like to just layer them as such. Beautiful. Look at that wonderful mixture in here. Remember, keep all of that buttery goodness. That's part of your sauce. Perfect. And that is our Mezzaluna ravioli. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you again all soon at ArtParty in person. Keep cooking and keep creating.